So let's get right into it. We've all seen AI get smarter, faster, even start to reason in ways that are pretty mind-blowing. But everything we're hearing about the next generation, about GPT-5, suggests this isn't just another small step up. We're talking about a massive leap forward, one that could totally redefine how we work, create, and solve problems.
And that brings us to the real heart of the matter. The question is no longer if this tech is going to change things. It is. The real question is how. And honestly, getting a handle on what's coming could be the key to getting ahead or getting left behind.
Okay, first up, let's talk about advanced reasoning. And I love how this is framed, moving beyond flaky interns. It's kind of funny, but it's also spot on. This is where AI could finally stop being a clever but sometimes unreliable tool and become a partner you can actually count on, one that doesn't just spit back data, but actually gets it.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You ask your AI for something, and it just makes stuff up. It gives you an answer with all the confidence in the world, but it's completely wrong. These hallucinations have been a huge roadblock. Well, the goal with GPT-5 is to make that a thing of the past.
This comparison really nails the change. Think about it. It's like upgrading from that brilliant, but let's face it, flaky intern, the one you're always having to double check, to a seasoned expert, someone who is meticulous, who you can trust, and who actually understands the context of what you're asking for. That's the jump in reasoning we're talking about.
So what does this actually mean for people on the ground? Well, if you're in finance or healthcare or law, this is huge. This isn't just about getting answers faster. It's about getting reliable answers. Imagine an AI that can analyze millions of documents for a legal case in seconds with almost no errors. That kind of reliability means incredible gains in efficiency. All right, let's look at the second major upgrade, true multimodality. If that advanced reasoning is the new brain, think of this as its super-powered sensory system. We saw a glimpse of this with GPT-4o, handling text, images, and voice. But GPT-5 is expected to weave them all together into one seamless, intelligent system. You see, this is about tearing down the walls between different types of information. So imagine this. You upload a video of a presentation. You could then just ask, hey, what was the key point on the slide at the 10-minute mark? And it would just know. It's not about separate skills. It's a true fusion of understanding. Now for our third game changer, and this one tackles a frustration we've all felt. The AI's terrible memory. GPT-5 is expected to have a massively expanded context window. In simple terms, it's like giving your AI a memory that just doesn't quit. This quote says it all. It really is like your personal assistant suddenly developing a photographic memory. No more re-explaining the project you were talking about 5 minutes ago. The AI would remember the entire history of your conversation, creating a workflow that just picks up right where you left off every single time. The real-world power of this is just staggering. Think about feeding an AI an entire book or years of financial reports, and then asking it to pull out subtle trends or find risks that a human might have missed. This frees up our brain power for the stuff we're best at. Big picture strategy and making those tough judgment calls. And that leads us to the fourth major capability, which I gotta say is where things start to feel like pure sci-fi. We're talking about the shift from a reactive tool to a proactive agent. Until now, AI has waited for us to tell it what to do. GPT-5 is being designed to take initiative. So what exactly is a proactive or agentic AI? Well, it's an AI where you don't give it a command. You give it a goal. It then figures out the steps needed to get there, across all sorts of different apps and platforms, and does it on its own, without you holding its hand. Here's a simple breakdown of how it would work. You could just say, hey, book a team meeting for the Q3 launch next week. The AI would understand the goal. It would then plan the steps, check everyone's calendars for a free slot, find an open conference room, send out the invites with an agenda. And then it just does it. It's not just an assistant anymore, it's an agent that gets things done. Of course, all of this incredible power brings us to the fifth and maybe the most important part of the story, safety and ethics. Because when you're building something this powerful, you have to be just as serious about making sure it's responsible. It's the classic line, but it has never been more true. OpenAI seems to be taking this incredibly seriously.
They know that as AI gets this integrated into our lives, making sure it's safe and aligned with our best interests is absolutely critical. We want a helpful tool, not a rogue agent, right? And that means focusing on a few key things. Working hard to reduce biases in the data, making the information it provides more factually accurate, and building in really strong safeguards to prevent it from being misused. The ultimate goal here isn't to create something that replaces us, but a tool that truly helps us, a tool that augments our own abilities.
So when you put all of these pieces together, the advanced reasoning, the unified senses, the perfect memory, and these new proactive agents, you start to see the outline of a really profound shift. This isn't just a cool tech demo or science fiction anymore. This is the new reality that's unfolding right in front of us. So the only question left to ask is, how are you going to use it?